You know, they never release these. They don't release streaming numbers. We kind of have to guess.
They told us that Christmas Chronicles, the Kurt Russell movie that opened 4 weeks ago, did 20 million, but they didn't back it up with any substance or breakdown or demographics. And the same thing with Bird Box. We're guessing that it's 45 million. If those numbers are real, it would be, and it opened in movie theaters, it'd be the biggest box office success in history.
Well, what does that say to you if you're Disney or AT&T and with Time Warner content, or you're Fox or you're Comcast, and you're trying to catch up to Netflix?
Well,
what do those guys do?
The first thing you say is, I'm not giving you any of my Disney or Fox content, and they are pulling it all back. So right. Netflix is going to be on its own, and they've been paying phenomenal fees to the top talent. But for 100 years, the movie industry has had for every 10 movies that are made, 2 break even and 1 makes a profit, and the rest of them lose money. So who thinks that Netflix is going to break those odds? They say it's all in the data. But the data, I think it's the secret of Netflix is it costs so little to subscribe, $7.99 a month. Most people don't maybe watch 1 or 2 or 3 movies, if that, a month, but $7.99 doesn't bother anybody. What's going to happen, though, is that they're for the last quarter, they lost $3 billion negative cash flow. They have $14 billion of off-balance sheet debt, and they can't keep putting the $8, $10, $12 billion into new productions that they have been and stay competitive.
So it sounds like a house of cards.
Well,
pun intended, but it does. It's a house of cards, what you're talking about. But you mentioned what they've been spending on content.
Right.
$12 billion just on The Crown, which I love that show. Black Mirror, Marco Polo. They've had some big disappointments. Baz Luhrmann, they spent more than $100 million, and that was a mess.
They're hanging fire with Roma, which was not a multi-billion-dollar movie and is one of the major contenders for a Best Picture Oscar.
So it's not just other media plays, but what about Facebook? I've seen ads now for a new Facebook movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Amazon.
Apple, Amazon. I mean, all of these other players, and really I think Apple's the big one, they've got all kinds of, they really look like they want to. I mean, they've already got the iPhone.
I hate to go against some of your other guests, but Dan Ives was talking about Tesla and Apple. They will come together for a partnership, but Apple is the most logical buyer of Netflix because they've got the iPhone and all of the mobile devices, and they don't have any content. And content creates multiple revenue streams, not just selling the hardware, but you get advertising, you can repackage and resell the content to other distributors once you've used it, the way Disney and Fox and everybody else is doing right now. So it makes with the decline in Netflix's share price now, it's down 40% from a year ago. If it continues to fall, look out. I think if Apple doesn't buy them, Google will.
Netflix, though, I thought year to date, though, Netflix has done okay.
They went up 5% on the Bird Box.
Yeah, there you go.
Today.
Okay.
But
you're sounding you think they're overvalued.
Yeah. It's not a sustainable business model. So they need somebody to partner with, and Apple is a really good one. Google, if they decide to get behind Pixel, their hardware, they can do it. Microsoft, sitting there with the Xbox. No content.
I love it. There's so many possibilities. Porter Bibb, it's great to see you. Thank you for coming in studio. It's great to have you here.